Good morning children, this is Poonam Bagga back again with chapter 3 Understanding Quadrilaterals. In our previous class we had learnt about different kinds of quadrilaterals, their properties, and then we had done some examples based on the properties of a parallelogram. Today we will be starting exercise 3.3 again based on the properties of a parallelogram. Before we start, let us just quickly recall what are the properties of a parallelogram. We have one parallelogram PQRS with us. Let us recall that the opposite sides of a parallelogram are parallel. Clearly, these two sides are parallel and this PS is parallel to QR and of equal length. The opposite sides are equal. These two sides, opposite sides are equal and these two sides are equal. Then we have the opposite angles are of equal measure. Clearly, angle S is equal to angle Q and angle R is equal to angle P. Then the adjacent angles are supplementary. Supplementary means their sum will be equal to 180 degree. We can see this angle Q and this angle R. They are adjacent angles. By adjacent we mean the neighboring angles. Clearly this Q and R, they are neighbors and their sum will be equal to 180 degree. Similarly, angle P and angle S, they are again adjacent angles and their sum will be equal to 180 degree. Similarly, angle P and Q, they are adjacent and angle S and R, they are again adjacent and their sum will be 180 degree. Then we have the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Let us draw the diagonals first. This is the first one. This is the second one. Now, let us write the point of intersection as O. Then the diagonals bisect means that they are divided into two equal parts. This OP is equal to OR and similarly this OQ is equal to OS. So these are the properties of a parallelogram. Now we start exercise 3.3. The first question is this: given a parallelogram ABCD, this one, complete each statement along with the definition or property used. First one is AD is equal to what? Clearly we see this side is AD and it will be equal to its opposite side, which is equal to BC. So we can write AD is equal to BC. The property that we are using is, since the opposite sides of a parallelogram, you see parallelogram is a very big word and it is very difficult to write it again and again. So we will use a short notation for it. We will write two parallel lines and then GM for gram. So we will be representing this word parallelogram by short notation in this way. Okay. So the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. This is the property that we are using in this part. Then we have angle DCB. Let us first mark angle DCB. You see this C is in the middle at the center. So the angle will be formed at C, this one. This angle DCB is equal to which angle? Clearly it will be equal to its opposite angle, which is this one. And what will be its name? Angle DAB. Because this angle is being formed at point A, so this point A will lie in the middle and the other two vertices will be written on the two sides of A, that is in this way, angle DAB, or we could have written angle BAD, that too would have been correct. So these two angles are equal and the property that we are using is the opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Okay, then we have OC equal to what? Clearly you can see OC is this line segment. This will be equal to OA because the diagonals are bisected at this point O. They are divided into two equal parts. So we can say OC will be equal to OA because the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So this is the property being used here. Then we have measure of angle DAB, angle DAB, this angle plus angle CDA, CDA, this angle. Their sum is equal to what? Clearly you can see that these two angles are the adjacent angles and the sum of adjacent angles is 180 degree. So we can write here 180 degree, and the property that is being used here is the adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. So this is question number 1. We move on to question number 2. Consider the following parallelograms. Find the values of the unknowns x, y and z. This is the first figure. Here the three angles x, y and z, they are unknown to us. We have to find them. Now it is very easy to find out which angle we will find out first. Yes, this y. We know this angle is 100 degree and clearly this y will be equal to 100 degree because the opposite angles are equal. So first thing that we are going to write is angle D is equal to angle B is equal to 100 degree. Give the reason for every statement you write. Since the opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. So this means that angle y is equal to 100 degree. This is the first value that we have found. Then the second part we will be doing is, clearly this angle y and angle z, they both are forming a pair of adjacent angles and their sum will be equal to 180 degrees because the adjacent angles are supplementary. So we can write angle D plus angle A is equal to 180 degree. The reason is the adjacent angles are supplementary. Let us put the values. D is y and A is z equal to 180 degree. Again we know that y is equal to 100. So 100 plus z is equal to 180 degree. This gives us z equal to 180 degree minus 100 degree. Again this gives us z equal to 80 degree. So this is the second value that we have found. This is equal to 80 degree. Now what can you say about x? It is very easy now. You can easily recall that the opposite angles are equal and so this x will also be equal to 80 degree. So we can write here the third part. Angle A is equal to angle C since opposite angles are equal, or we can write opposite angle property. Then angle A is nothing but Z, angle C is X, and they both will be equal to 80 degree. This gives us X equal to 80 degree. This is the third value which we were asked to find. So, this is the solution of question number 2. Then we have another part of this one. This figure, again we have to find X, Y and Z. First of all, let us have a look at this angle 50 degree. How is it related to other angles which are unknown to us? You can see that this 50 degree and X, these two angles are forming a pair of adjacent angles. Let us first name this parallelogram. Let us give it the name P, Q, R and S. Now we can say, first thing, angle Q plus angle P is equal to 180 degree. Again we will have to write the reason, since adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. This word is being continued here, okay. Then this will give us Q is 50 degree and P is X equal to 180 degree. This gives us X equal to 180 degree minus 50 degree, and this X gives us the value 130 degree of itself. Okay, this is the first value that we have found. Let us write it here also, 130 degree. Now what can you say about Y? Clearly X and Y are the opposite angles and they are equal. So we can write it, angle P is equal to angle R. Why? By opposite angle property. This gives us X is equal to Y is equal to 130 degree, or we can say Y equal to 130 degree. This is the second value. Then what is left is Z. Now you can see that since it is a parallelogram, so this PQ or QP is parallel to RS and this PS is acting like a transversal. You can just visualize, if I extend it in this manner and in this manner, then this is the transversal. So this X and Z, they are forming a pair of corresponding angles. So we can easily write the corresponding angles are equal, and so let us write it here. The third part, we can write it, angle X is equal to angle Z. Why? Corresponding angles. And which two sides are parallel? QP is parallel to RS. Since these two sides are parallel and this PS is like a transversal here, so we can conclude that X is equal to Z by corresponding angles. This means that Z is again equal to 130 degree, because this X is 130, so this will also be equal to 130 degree. So this is the third value which we were asked. This is the second part of question number 2. We have one more part, this one. Again we have to find X, Y and Z. Let us just focus on this small square. What does this represent? Yes, it represents an angle of 90 degree. So first of all we give it its value 90 degree. Then let us name this parallelogram. Let it be M, N, O P, and the point of intersection, let it be point R. Okay. Now you can easily visualize that this angle is 90 degree and this x is the vertically opposite angle of this 90 degree angle. So they both will be equal. If this is 90, then this x will also be equal to 90 degree. Vertically opposite angles. Let us write it here. First one, we can easily give the name angle MRN is equal to angle PRO. By which property? Vertically opposite angles. This gives us x equal to 90 degree. So this is the first value that we have got. Then second part we will do in this one. We can find it why easily, because in triangle PRO you can see we know two of its angles, angle this one of 90 degree and this one of 30 degree. So by using the angle sum property of a triangle in which the sum of three angles is 180 degree, we can easily find out this angle y. So we write it here. In triangle, let us name the triangle PRO. We have the sum of the angles y plus 90 degree plus 30 degree equal to 180 degree. Angle sum property of a triangle. This is the reason we are applying this property. From this we get y plus 120 degree equal to 180 degree. 90 plus 30 is 120. This gives us y equal to 180 degree minus 120 degree. On transposing this 120 to RHS, this gives us y equal to 60 degree. This is the second value that we were asked. We have got it equal to 60 degree. Now can we find out z by using which property? Just pay attention to the figure. You can see that these two sides are parallel, this MN and this PO, and this PN is the transversal. These two sides are parallel and this is the transversal. So how can you relate angle y and angle z? Yes, they are forming a pair of alternate interior angles. One is to the left of the transversal, the other one to the right, and one is at the topper edge and the other one at the bottom. So we can say the third part, we are writing it here. Angle y is equal to angle z, since MN is parallel to PO and alternate interior angles. This means that z is also equal to 60 degree, because y is equal to 60 degree. So z is also equal to 60 degree. This is the third value which we were asked. Okay, then we have one more part in question number 2. This one, you have to identify or find out again x, y and z. How we will relate this 80 degree to this angle x? Can you find the relation between these two angles? Yes, these two angles are the adjacent angles of this parallelogram, and so they will be supplementary. Let us give the names A, B, C and D. So we start from angle A and B. angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. Adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Clear? Adjacent angle means the neighbors. Clearly A and B are the neighbors here. Okay. So this gives us x plus 80 degree equal to 180 degree, or we can say x equal to 180 degree minus 80 degree, or we have x equal to 100 degree. So this is the first one. Then we have to find angle y. Easily we can relate these two angles. These two angles are the opposite angles of a parallelogram, and so they will be equal. So we can write it here. Second one, angle D is equal to angle B is equal to 80 degree. Y, opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. By this property we get y equal to 80 degree. This is the second value that we were asked. Then what remains is, this is 80 degree, this is 100 degree. Now this z is remaining. Can you relate this angle z with this angle of 80 degrees? Can you relate the two angles? Yes, these two angles are again the corresponding angles. We can see that this side is parallel to this side and this is the transversal. So the two angles are being formed on the same side. One is on above this side DC and the other one is above AB. These two angles are the corresponding angles, and so they will be equal. So what we can write here is the third part, which is Z. We can write angle Z is equal to angle B. Since DC is parallel to AB and these are the corresponding angles. This means that Z is equal to 80 degree. This is 80 degree, so this will again be equal to 80 degree. There is one more way in which you can find angle Z. You can see angle Y and angle Z. These two are forming a pair of alternate angles, and so if Y is 80 degree, then again Z will be equal to 80 degree. So you can use any of the two properties here. This was your fourth part. Then we have one more part, fifth one. Again we have to find the values of x, y and z. First of all, let us give it a name, P, Q, R and S. This is R. Now this angle Q and this angle Y, they both will be equal because they are the opposite angles. So first we will write angle S is equal to angle Q equal to 112 degree. Since opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. This gives us the value of y equal to 112 degree. This is the first relation that we have got. Then we come on to which angle we will be able to find with this, with the help of this y. Focus on this triangle SPR, this triangle forming at the upper corner. You are having two angles, 40 degree and 112 degree, and we have to find x. So here we can apply the angle sum property of a triangle and find out x. So we can write in triangle PSR. We have, let us write the names of the three angles in alphabets first. This angle S is okay because there is only one single angle being formed at S, so we can easily write it as angle S. But at P we are having two different angles, so we need to write the name completely, angle SPR. We are taking up this upper angle, so it is angle SPR, plus we are taking this angle X, so it is angle SRP. Their sum is equal to 180 degree by using the angle sum property of a triangle. Okay, so let us put in the values. S is equal to 112 degree plus this angle P here is 40 degree, plus we have to find X equal to 180 degree. Now add up the two, you will get 152 degree plus X equal to 180 degree. Then this X will be equal to 180 degree minus 152. This will be equal to, just subtract the 2, we will get 28 degrees. So the value of X is 28 degrees. Let us write it here, equal to 28 degree. Now what is left is angle Z. Here again you can see, we will write it here, the third one, Z. This side is parallel to PQ, SR is parallel to PQ, and this dotted line RP is a transversal here. So again angle X and angle Z, these two are forming a pair of alternate interior angles, and so they will be equal. We can write SR is parallel to PQ. Therefore, angle X is equal to angle Z is equal to 28 degree. Give the reason. Alternate interior angles. This means that Z is equal to 28 degree. This is the value that was required. With this, your question number 2 is complete. We move on to question number 3. Can a quadrilateral ABCD be a parallelogram if angle D plus angle B is equal to 180 degree? Now here what the question is saying is that if we have a quadrilateral ABCD in which the sum of the opposite angles, here B and D are the opposite angles, it is equal to 180 degree, then will this quadrilateral be a parallelogram also? This is the question. Now if the sum of opposite angles is equal to 180 degree, then it can be a parallelogram, but a few more conditions should be satisfied first. First is the sum of adjacent angles should be 180 degree, and the second, the opposite angles should be equal. If these conditions are satisfied, then this quadrilateral can be a parallelogram. Even then, we cannot be sure that this will be a parallelogram. It can be and it cannot be. So let us write it here first. A quadrilateral ABCD with angle D plus angle B equal to 180 degree can be a parallelogram if a few more conditions regarding the angles are satisfied. What are they? First, the opposite angles should be equal. Second, the adjacent angles should be supplementary. Then ABCD can be a parallelogram. But it need not be a parallelogram in every case. So, it can be and it cannot be. A few more conditions are required. Okay, then we have second part of this question. Can ABCD be a quadrilateral if AB is equal to DC and AD is 4 and BC is 4.4? Let us first draw a figure and mark these names on it: A, B, C, D. Now AB and DC, they both are given equal to 8 centimeter. AD is given equal to 4 and BC is equal to 4.4 centimeters. Now, can this quadrilateral ABCD be a parallelogram? Yes, what is your answer? Clearly not, because here these two opposite sides are surely equal, but these two opposite sides are not equal. So, it is not a parallelogram. We can say here AD is not equal to BC. Therefore, ABCD is not a parallelogram as in a parallelogram the opposite sides are equal. So, it is not a parallelogram. We have one more part. In ABCD, a quadrilateral, angle A is 70 and angle C is 65. Clearly, A and C, they are the opposite angles and they should be equal in a parallelogram. Here, these two angles are not equal, so ABCD cannot be a parallelogram again. So, we write the opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Here angle A is not equal to angle C. Therefore, ABCD is not a parallelogram. Clear to you? Next we have question number 4. Draw a rough figure of a quadrilateral that is not a parallelogram, but still it has exactly two opposite angles of equal measure. Let us recall the types of quadrilaterals that we have learnt till now. One was trapezium, the other one was a kite. Just recall the properties of a kite. It has a pair of opposite angles equal, and here it is being asked two opposite angles of equal measure. A kite is not a parallelogram and still it has a pair of opposite angles which is equal. Let us draw it. This is a kite, you can see, let us name it A, B, C and D. You can easily see this angle B and this angle D. These two angles are equal, the opposite angles which are equal, and it is not a parallelogram because in it the opposite sides are not equal. Instead of it, the consecutive sides are equal. So, it is not a parallelogram and still it has exactly two opposite angles of equal measure. We can write a kite is a quadrilateral that is not a parallelogram but has, I am taking the language from the question, you can also do this, exactly two opposite angles of equal measure. Clear to you? Next we have another question. The measures of two adjacent angles of a parallelogram are in ratio 3:2. Here again we have been given the ratio, and just recall how we used to deal with this ratio. We will be doing this. Find the measure of each of the angles of the parallelogram. Let us draw a figure first. Let this be a parallelogram. Give it a name A, B, C and D. Now, the measures of two adjacent angles are in the ratio 3:2. Let us take these two adjacent angles D and A. We can assume one of them to be 3x degree and the other one to be 2x. So, let us take, let the adjacent angles be 3x and 2x, where x is any number. Okay. Then what is the property of adjacent angles of a parallelogram? They are supplementary. So, we can use this property. The adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. This means that 3x plus 2x, their sum will be equal to 180 degree. Now 3x plus 2x is equal to 5x equal to 180 degree. This gives us x equal to 180 degree upon 5. Just cancel the 2 by 5. 5 3s are 15 and 6, 36 degree. Now this x is 36. We need to find all the other angles of this parallelogram. First we write the value of angle A, which is equal to 2x. This means 2 into 36 equal to 72 degree. Then we will write angle D, which is equal to 3x. 3 into 36, this is equal to 108 degree. Now the remaining two angles, you can see, if this is 3x, then this will be 3x, since the opposite angles are equal, and this is 2x, then this will again be equal to 2x. So, angle B is equal to angle D equal to 108 degree, and angle C equal to angle A equal to 72 degree by opposite angle property. So, this is 72 degree, this is again 108, this is also 108, and this is equal to 72 degree. So in this way we have found all the 4 angles of this parallelogram. Next we have two adjacent angles of a parallelogram have equal measure. Find the measure of each of the angles of the parallelogram. Again we are having two adjacent angles. Let us draw the figure. Then it becomes easy to visualize. A, B, C, D. Here the adjacent angles are given equal. So let us take one of them to be x, then the other one will be again x. So we write, let the two adjacent angles be x each. Okay, then the adjacent angles are supplementary. You can see how these properties are being repeated again and again. Their sum will be equal to 180 degree. This means 2x is equal to 180 degree and then x will be equal to 90 degree. 180 upon 2, it will be 90 degree. So in fact it will be a rectangle in this form in which the adjacent angles are equal. We take it in this way, A, B, C, D. This is again 90 degree and this is also 90 degree. The two angles are equal in this way. Now we need to find B and C also. Since the opposite angles are equal, we can write, since the opposite angles are equal, the measure of each angle will be 90 degree. Since this is 90, it will be again 90 and this is 90, so this will also be a 90. So this is a case of a rectangle. Is it clear to you? So these were question number 1 to 6 from exercise 3.3. All these questions were based on the properties of a parallelogram. We will be taking up some more questions in our next video, remaining questions of exercise 3.3. Till then, practice these questions. Have a nice day.